Welcome back to my trading journal. This is Ryan Rutherford. I am going to go over my trades. It's been a couple days because I didn't sell any trades yesterday. I sold them all today. So I made 3 trades out of my list of 5. It was tallied just over 3,000, so I kind of went over budget, which isn't really what I wanted to do. But I did do a play with DE, trying to from an advice from my brother-in-law. Bought it at a different delta than I'm usually buying at, and as you can see here, it didn't work out too well. But overall, I made 5 trades, and I made a total of $190 over the 2 days, so it's in the green, so that's good. I was 3-2, and we can take a look at these charts real quick, and you can see a quick overview of how these trades played out. So I'm just going to show you from a 4-hour chart. So as you can see, I waited for this to clip, just barely did, and I bought in the middle of this candle on the 30-minute time. This spiked up in the morning. I didn't let it settle. I just sold because I hit my 30%, my over 1-to-1 ratio, and I sold. So I made a quick $120 profit. It would have been 140, but the market was early. I probably should have waited to sell it, and I would have made more money, because in the morning you kind of have trouble selling things. But yeah, there was that play. Nice, good run. Could have captured more if I held it longer in the day. So looking ahead, I'm going to think of a different way to enter. Maybe so I can enter lower, and then a better way to sell. Kind of how I'm doing that is I'm going to change my strategy to incorporate 5-minute candles as well, so I can get in on stocks quicker. Also, another one I played was DE. This was a losing trade. So as you can see, I didn't put the exit, but bought in here. Went down a little bit during the day, came back up in the morning, went down, sold it down here at my stop loss. Stopped me out at $85 negative. So play wasn't quite what I did, and if you can see here, I didn't really listen to my requirements. Live trading, you kind of always have to play it as it was going, and towards the end of the day I saw some really good candles, and I can pop down here and show you what I saw. So things don't always work the way you think. So I had a pullback. I didn't cross on my other thing, but my 30-minute, it was above it. I got these decent candle, not this one. This one played, it pulled up over this, just clipped it. I went in, and then it dropped there, went back up, dropped down. In the morning, it kind of stayed the same, and this took this big hit and hit my stop loss right over here, I believe. Might have went up and might have clipped it over here, but that's what happened to that play. My other losing play, go over the 2 losing plays real quick. Microsoft, not much right there. That was my biggest loss, $130. I think I got out a little too slow on this one. The way I do it is I set alerts. I don't really know how to just automatically do it. Maybe before I go live, I may invest on that. But you can see here, bought down here low. I'm going to jump in here, sold over here the next day. As you can see, when I got in, there really wasn't much good. But it did look really good and promising when I first got into this trade, I do remember. So I had this nice bullish candle that cleared this red candle. I got in immediately. Once again, I went against my above roll, which is probably the reason I lost. And this is kind of why I'm going over this, kind of see my mistakes. So I saw it was in the right spot in the 4-hour, 30-minute it wasn't, but I saw this nice bullish candle and I got excited. I want to get in, and it just kind of flattened out, didn't change much overnight, then just started going down, hit my stop loss somewhere middle of the day. So this one, if I waited till it cleared and the candles cleared, it never ever cleared, I should have never even been in the trade. So there's a lesson learned for sure. Roku was my best trade. I kind of stayed in it a little bit long, trying to make profit, and then it started going down before I sold it. So here's what happened here. I had a nice bump up here, bought over this candle. It went up all day, had decent profits going. I made most of my profits the day before. It says 90 on here for the day, but I made most of my profits on Roku. So that was just the PLA for the day was 90, but I also made some the previous day, which is all this right here, which I believe was probably about the other $100. Then it went down in the morning, actually shot up really high. If I would have caught this immediate move here, I would have sold it immediately. Then it dropped all the way back down, and then then most of the day it just caught back up to where it was. But my profits were pretty high up here if I was able to catch it first thing in the morning. I did get alerted, and by the time I was able to check my phone, it already dropped way down. So, but it climbed back up. So overall, this was a good trade. And, Walmart. So we'll just stay here at the 30-minute because we saw where these went. So Walmart, I clipped up here right above the. Let's go check at the 4-hour just to see if my play was actually valid. Got to track this stuff. So yeah, we're already above on this one. As you can see, got in right here. Sometimes it's hard to see on the 3-hour. That's why I always go down to the lower time frame. And I got in on this candle when it was above this level, which it didn't clear this candle. So technically I should have got in on this candle. So technically I made a bad play here, but overall it wouldn't have mattered. And then it went up, went down, made some decent profits. Could have sold it in the morning. Shot way down, almost clipped my stop loss. It was really close. And then it just went up. And I made a sell somewhere up in here. So that stop loss actually held because I do remember almost selling it. And then when I went to check it again, my alert never went off. And then it made this big rise throughout the day. As you can see, it gaining me about 2 points back. So that was a nice play. That's $100 save in that little swing. All right, so now that those are my results, you can see a few things. I really need to wait on my thing. And another thing I'm going to incorporate when I get here is, here was my entry here. Thing I want to change is when I see some trend, I want to go down to a lower time frame and try to make a better entry. So if you look in here, I entered up here, which is fine, but I could have entered down here, and you look at this. This is a 0.4 difference in profit, right? And after the end, it doesn't matter, but it costs more up here. It costs less down here. So there's more growth that you're going to get, and that's almost a $50 extra gain that I would get out of it. I mean, you can't just play off the bottom, but what you can do is you see a good thing where it drops down, clips, get a bullish candle, clear this. I could have got in here. So, but I'm still waiting to clear this. Like I've said before, I don't really care if I go down this low if this is above this, but I do want to clear at least clear the moving average. So I probably would have gotten in the same place here. So it probably wouldn't have mattered. Let's get on to the watch list now. Intel is my first stock I'm looking at. A lot of these stocks, they're not as good as last week's because I had some really good bullish plays going in, but these are all plays I'm looking at. So Intel just clipped this. It's pulling back. I was kind of hoping more of a pullback overnight than going back up. It did clear right here, and this is the first pullback, so technically I'm still in the process of pulling back. And if you drop down to the 30-minute here, so just pulling down still, which is good. And then if we even get down to, or we're going to enter at 5 just to see. We're going down, consolidating. So once we break this consolidation, if this is a valid play, we can go back to the 30-minute. 30 minutes is still the place I want to fib these at, just to see where we're at, get into our range. So we're going to fib from up here down to here. And see, not quite in our wheelhouse yet. It did clip it here. So probably if I was looking today and I had money available, I could have played right here. But I kind of like it settling out down more over here than spiking up. And as you can see from the 4-hour, there's no way that this play is going to dip back under before I play it. So if it meets up, maybe even comes back to this tomorrow, somewhere in here, about 61 would be perfect, and then I can ride this wave. So Intel's looking good. Next is Horton. As you can see, I've kind of run some trialing on these stocks today just to see on my breaks. I was trying to see some moves. So this one, same thing, broke. It's been over for a while, 20, so it's consolidated well. Had a nice solid move under, pulled up, didn't clear the high, but here it kind of consolidated a little bit. So it went up, went down, went up, went down, and then it went up. Had a nice pull to clear these highs, went down, and it's heading back up. So it's already clear. So if I get, even if I start upwards on this stock tomorrow, I'm not too worried about it, because technically it has room to grow, especially since we have a, I don't know why I was still on that, but hey. So it went up. Doesn't look as good here, obviously, right? So actually, from the looks of the 30-minute time frame, I kind of rather have this pull back a little bit. So it's like I said, it's still similar to that. Intel clipped down here, shot back up, still above. Maybe it'll pull back a little bit overnight. As you can see here, it's just kind of consolidating. But this is another play I'll be looking at. Boeing I'm actually looking at. Most of these stocks I'm looking at today aren't like the strongest trading stocks. Besides, I do have a couple I'm going to show you in a minute. There are really strong stocks that have had pretty good pullbacks lately. So as you can see, this is a lot similar to Intel. Had a strong rise a lot Monday and Tuesday, or Friday to Monday, and then it's pulling back. So this 20 is still catching up. So this one's not quite there yet. But as you can see, fibbing on this is already in the wheelhouse. So we'll drop this down to 30. See how it looks down there. And then we can fib here. I think this kind of has the same thought process, right? I think this is a little bit low still needs to drop down. But we okay. So same thing, clipped under 78. It's moved down a little bit overnight, which is good. So Boeing's looking pretty good too. Facebook's been a while since Facebook turned around. Had a pretty rough patch for a while. Pretty sharp decline here, consolidated sharp decline. Hit this, cleared that. So this is, if not my best looking chart for sure to play first thing in the morning. So let's get zoom in even more here. So it climbed up, pulled down, already hit that before it started pulling back. So a little concerning here. We're kind of going to need to play this as if this is going to pull back. So we'll need to pull back to clear that, and then what we'll do is we'll end up using this as our fib. I'm definitely going to be entering on a 5-minute chart. So this is a pretty thin pullback. So as you can see, this is a reverse hammer. So this is actually a downward, really bearish candle, because it was up here, then pulled all the way back down to the bottom for the day. And so this is a really bearish candle. So it's probably going to pull down pretty good at night. Hopefully it gets right in my wheelhouse and gets a nice red candle in the morning, good 2 points, and then I'll play that off the rest of the day. So I like this play a lot. It's a good one. Next is Procter & Gamble, I believe insurance company. So this one I believe didn't look as good, but the 20 is catching up fairly well, and you can see here. So we here didn't go up. Now it goes up, down, cleared this high, pulled back really nicely. This in Facebook might be my best plays, to be honest. So we can fib this guy. Nice high candle here. Dropped all the way down to here. So this one's pulled back just enough. We don't want it to go below that, and that's safe enough to not worry about it. But it's close. But the candles in there is good. So then it popped up, closed low. So tomorrow, hopefully, we're just gonna go right into this play. This is this and Facebook probably have the least work, and this probably less than Facebook because it's already fully pulled back, and as you can see overnight, it's already trending up. So if I zoom in closer, go to the 5-minute chart, which is what I'm going to try to enter on, and zoom down to this part. So we have this red candle. Once we're going to push up over this, then we're going to be going in. And you kind of like to see on these 5-minute charts, I believe, that we like to see these. It goes up to the level we want. It's kind of hard to talk about it here, but it goes up to the level you want. So clearing something, pulls back down, and then continues up. On my next one, I'll show a little better of that. And actually, I was thinking about playing the market in general because we had a really good pull. So it's actually similar to Facebook because Facebook really likes to ride with SPY. So look at this. So we got this beautiful little, and this guy always messing with me. So had this nice pull, brought the 20, caught it all the way up, and knew a nice red candle overnight. So everything's looking beautiful here. So went under my 78. This hopefully comes right into the 20 and just bounces right off that. So I might even play SPY. SPY's a little expensive, but still works out. It's just like playing a stock. You're just playing the entire market. So if the entire market goes up, so VIX still going down. That's good for our stocks, especially for Facebook, SPY, and Home Depot. Home Depot's been pretty ugly stock lately, but is looks pretty good right now. So it dropped down, pulled up, still coming up. Would like to clear this before I played it, and I'm also waiting for the 20 to go above. But this is a stock that I'm looking at, and it made a good strong push today, like a lot more than this one, so that's promising. So this might be a Thursday play. But it could potentially go up pretty high and give us a solid play tomorrow. So not so much as that one. We're not going to look at down below, but as you can see, I liked how it was pulling up, so I kept that on my radar. And actually, one down didn't clear. So actually, I take that back. So I wasn't looking at that for a pull. That's why it was still under. I was actually hoping that was a good push to get me a good play. So this is the play I'm actually looking here. So this guy's wrapping. It's going up, down, lower, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Consolidation kind of up here. So if this pushes down below, then I'll be playing this one. But until that clears, I'm not playing that. And we'll go back to HD really quick. Because actually, I think I was looking for shorts here. Now that I remember. So higher high, lower high, lower high, higher, lower low, kind of, but lower high. So if this one breaks below here, then I'll make a play. And it did cross over back here. Technically, I would have wanted to get in here a few days ago, and I could have played all that. But now that it crossed back over again, I'll be looking to play once it crosses back over there. So that's actually a good down play. But at the same time, I'm looking at the opposite way because it did pull up pretty nicely there. It almost clipped the high, but not quite. And the ugliest of all, Disney. Disney never made this big hype up that some of these other stocks did. It's been going up still, but not very fast. So nice pullback up here in August, pulled down decently, pulled up good, and then it's been consolidating, and then ever since then it's on its way back down. So it's made higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, not higher high, lower low, lower high, and it's on its way back down. So this didn't cross over, but I like this pattern, and maybe I considered this a crossover. I'm not sure. I believe that it's not a close over the top. Oh, it's right here. What am I thinking? So it closed over here, coming back down, pulled back up, which is nice. So red candle in the morning. This is a good play as well. Yeah, sorry, late in the day, my brain's kind of shot after watching that presidential debate. So up, higher high, lower high, lower low. So this one's looking pretty good. But since I am going to alter my strategy a little bit, let's go to SPY, because SPY is one that is a good interpretation of what I'll be looking at tomorrow. So these are my plays. Like I said, I'm altering my strategy just a little bit, just because I want to get in on early and have more chances for. I'm looking for 2-to-1 ratios now instead of 1-to-1 or 1-to-1.5. The only way I figured out to do this is to enter on a lower time. So I got my pull up. It already cleared bar I wanted to. It's coming back to the 20. So I will start off at the 30, right? And just to make sure I'm where I want to be. So I went up, touched it, went down to here, started pulling back, consolidating overnight. So it's going to come back down to where it was already at. And so it's tested this level. This level's safe. So that means I have at least a solid 4 points of rise is what I'm looking at, regardless if it doesn't continue up. But then I will come down to here, come to a 5-minute, and then I'm literally just going to look for an entry. So pulls up, pulls down, pulls up, pulls down. This is the pullback, so it's going back up. So I would assume it would clear this. So if I get a nice pullback in the morning, I look for a green candle. I'm not 100% in on this, so I'm kind of be going back and forth between the 30 and the 5. But basically what I want to do is, instead of getting in on, for instance, if I was to play this yesterday, even though I didn't. So instead of getting on this one here that covers this, so if I do a drawing, just do a pointer, wrong one. This guy, is this it? No, that's not it either. I just want to make a level. There we go, arrow. So I put an arrow here because I wanted to clear this, right? Well, if I go down to the 5-minute chart, I see this green doji candle, which is telling me something's going on, right? So I can come down here. And what I do is it's clearing down, 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 and then once it crosses over, I go here. So let's do my drawing again. I think there's a way just to do use the same one again. And then I enter right here, right? So now I come back up to the 30-minute. And this changes a little bit, right? So I'm gaining traction, and it's I don't have to deal with this pullback. I'm already into the next stage, and I'm gaining, 0.5. So I'm gaining some extra profit. So I'm going to try to do that to get better risk-reward ratio, because I was looking over a lot of charts, and for instance, AMD, I saw these plays that I wasn't getting much out of, right? And so then I tried this different scenario, and all of a sudden, so from here, you're entering on a close below high, so I might not enter till here. But if I go to the 5-minute chart, so then I go up here, comes down, pulls up, I can get in up here. And now, instead of down where I entered down here, I'm entering up here, and I'm gaining an additional point, and then it goes all the way down here. And so if you look all the way up here to all the way down here, that's over 4 points. So that you're talking over $200 instead of $120. So it's actually, yeah, you can actually, might be the best way to show this to myself is the play I did this time right here, right? So I got in up here when it cleared, and I sold out here, right? So now I go to 50 or 5 minutes. It's the last 2 days, right? So I entered here, when in reality, I could have been entering back here. And if I just wanted to clear this, I could enter here. Now if I zoom back out to the 30, look at these entrance differences. So if I entered on the doji down here, which would actually was a solid green in the 5-minute chart, 523. If I entered here on this nice solid green candle, which on the 5-minute chart was above 20, I'm entering at 78.55 versus 79. Another 50 points is almost another $50. So that's quite a bit. And then versus entering here, if I'm going for a 2-to-1 ratio, what I do here is I enter down here, right? So let's just make this my entry. Let's go back to here. This is for, we need to map my track out my progress better, right? So I enter down here. So let's say I enter on, let's just go once we cleared this, right? So we're not going to go bare minimum because, well, technically this is a hammer, so this is a good play. So let's just say we played here, right? So we played here. This ATR of this one is, you go down to here to this candle, our ATR is 3. So we're going to go 3 points below here. So this is 77, we're going to go to 74. So we'll just make a drawing down here, down at the bottom. Okay, so from the top of this is 78 down to 77.4 from 78.2, so 1.6. So we need 3.2, right? 3.2 is doubling our profits. Double risk reward. So if we go to here, the 3.2 means we need to get to 3.2 would be 81.3. 81.3 is this upper candle here. Sorry, right here. So I don't know what that one is, but if I can go here, I can get rid of it. Don't know how to get rid of it on this one, sorry. Should be the last one, yeah. Cool thing about phone is I can go back and forth and use this to remove things. So is it 20 cancel? The one I want to remove is 23. This is 22. So I removed that one. So what did I say here now? So this was, I needed 3.2, which would be 81.3. 81.3 is roughly here. So I would have went from 81.3 down to 88.2. So it's a 3.2 gain, roughly 50 per. So you're looking at 185. So I'd gain additional $60, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is quite a bit. So this one was from 79 to 81. I made 120. I made an additional third of that, but I made 180. So I gained 33% profit just by changing down to the 5-minute chart. A little more risk involved. Markets could pull back, but if you got good trend on your 4-hour and 30-hour, so this nice pullback here, and then I get in on that, it's going to be good. So this will be the end of my video. Make some plays tomorrow. Maybe get out in the end of the day or something. If I do, then I'll get back on. But all right, I will see you guys in the next video.